Hey there, I'm Allie, and thank you for clicking on Oh for Craft's Sakes. Thanks for stopping by and checking out this tutorial. Today, I've got some fun things planned. We're going to make a beautiful wreath with this fantastic sign. Can you see me? This is fantastic. I love it. We've got lots of stripes and polka dots. So I'll show you my ribbons when we look down here. But you know what I always say, plug in your glue guns and let's get crafting. Okay, so as you can see, we have our fantastic wreath form. It is red, like the color of our mesh, so that's gonna blend perfectly. Then we have our sign, and I've already cut out these fantastic ribbons that match, well, perfect. So that's gonna be adorbs. And then we're going to make a big bow, and we're going to do poof method, and then we're going to do one of my favorites, woodland ruffle, with some black mesh. So let me get the table cleared off. Okay, we are back, and I'm going to get this form ready to receive its mesh. So I just open them up a little bit and move them aside. And of course, we've got the little price tag on there, so we're gonna wanna take that off. I got this form from Craft Outlets. And you know what, I should have counted before, but let me see, I know Hobby Lobby has numbers a little bit off. There should be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 8. Okay, so there should be in a standard form 10 and 8. Sometimes Hobby Lobby does 7, 7 on the top and 9 on the bottom. Sometimes it varies, but it's all good, not a big deal. Hi Minnie, lay down. Okay, so let's get rolling. Put my scissors to the side, and I've got some black zip ties to go with our black and red motif, so that'll work nicely. Oops, I think our black wants to stick to the red. I have it off to the side. So as always, I just take the mesh, bring it in, and gather. Okay, and now I am going to want to attach it right here. So I'm going to turn the form over. And what the heck am I doing, Allie? Okay, there we go. Sorry, I just want to be sure that you can see on camera what's going on. And I am just going to tuck it over here as close to this red tie as possible. And we'll take our zip tie and we'll go ahead and put that over. And I have to say, I don't love the black zip ties as much as I do the clear ones or the opaque ones. They seem, I don't know, a little bit nicer. Like this doesn't make that click, click, click noise, and for me, that worries me. Okay, so then we'll just click this off. Or let me turn that over so we can snip as close to the wire as possible. Then I'm just going to clip off a little of this tail. Not too much, we want to have a little bit of slack, but we don't need that much on there. So, perfect. Okay, and then we're going to flip it back around, and we're going to keep that right there. I'm going to hang these in for just a second till we get to the top row so we don't get them confused. Okay, oh my gosh. So that just popped off. See, I didn't hear the click click. I'm not loving that. So I'm going to go to my old standby. And I think I might even take these black ones back because they just don't seem to be holding. Don't really love them. Now I know why. So once again, I want to come in through the top and put it right there. I don't know, these ones just seem easier to bend. They're more, I don't know, they're just easier. I just like them better. And now it's backwards, so Allie, get it together. I might be a little bit of a spaz, but it doesn't matter because at the end it looks beautiful, and that's all that matters, right? Is that your end product looks good. No one else is going to be sitting in here with me judging me. Well, except of course now for you watching this tutorial, but whatevs, right? All right, so beautiful. Click, click, click. I hear the noise. Going to go as tight to the wire as possible. Nice, and there's no sliding with these. So, sorry, the black ones are gonna maybe have to go back. Forget where I got them. I know I did not get them at the dollar store. I might have gotten them at Lowe's or Home Depot, which is odd, but Go figure. Okay, so now to do our poofs, sometimes I measure to the 10 inches, but what I'm going to do now is we're starting here. So I am just going to go to one and go to the next one. Oh, shucks. Okay, so I'm going to skip one, go to the next one, and then bring it back and put it in there. I'm just tucking that end in because I don't like the ends out, but it's your preference. Okay, same thing, skip one, go to the other, push back. And I don't know if you can see on camera right now. Yep, you sure can. All this other mesh is trying to come along for the ride. So let me just push that back a little further. No stowaways. Just fluff that out nice. And you can either do this now or you can do it after, whichever you prefer. There's no right or wrong. I just sort of like to fluff as I go. I am really in the mood for the holidays. We just got back from the grocery store, my hubs and I, and I got some pumpkin chocolate chip muffins to make. And I know it sounds super fattening, but because I'm always dieting, I try to make them as healthy as I can. So it's super easy. I just get the spice cake mix. It can be Duncan Hines, it can be Betty Crocker, or any spice cake mix, and then a 16-ounce can of the pumpkin puree, the Libby's, and you mix those together, and then I can throw in some carob chips or some raisins or what have you, whatever we like, and they come out really nice. And I think if you're on Weight Watchers, don't hold me to it, definitely look it up first, but I think it's 2 smart points per muffin. So in the morning, if you have some egg whites, it's nice, then you have a little muffin, and you have a little bit of festiveness. Usually I make apple fritters, and those are the kiss of death diet-wise, so this year I'm not making them, but it just feels wrong. Feels wrong, I tell ya. But like I said, we have a tropical trip we're going on in January, and I don't want to be a chunk-a-lunk in my 2-piece, so I've got to be good this holiday season. I'm just tucking something in over here because I'm not feeling the love for it. I think I'm getting obsessed with the adjustments. Okay. It was actually 64 today, and 67 I believe was the high. So yes, it's close to 70, but I'm thankful because it's not 80. Last week it was in the 80s, and I was feeling very upset. Oh wait, oops, look what I just did. Too much talking, Allie. I went to here, but then I put it in there. It actually just goes here. So I'm grateful that it's not in the 80s. Grateful it's in the 60s, but I am in love with it if it gets cooler. My husband, I guess, obviously I'm hot all the time, but he was a little bit cool, and he actually put some heat on this morning for a little bit. We have tile floors, so when you walk on it, you don't feel super soft and snuggly, I guess. So when I came down, I was like, oh my God, is the heat on? Sweet Lord. Still having hot flashes. Come on now. But I don't want to freeze them out. I could always put some sweaters on. Wait, what did I just say? I don't want to freeze him out. Yes, I do want to, well, no, I don't want to freeze him out, although he could put sweaters on. What was I just saying? Y'all, I am just rambling and trying to multitask here. I don't know what I'm saying. Yes, if it gets too cold in the house, he can put another sweater on and slippers. However, there's only, just walk around the house naked, which I'm sure he'd like, but ain't gonna happen. Okay, and we're up to our last one on the bottom. So let's put that in there and twist it. Open that up. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm not loving how this one looks, so I'm going to undo it. It's going to bug me, and it's going to be a completed project, and I'm going to look at it and think, holy smokes, why didn't I fix that? There we go. Mucho better. Okay, now let's go to the second row. But I am going to put my ribbons on another table because they're falling off, so we'll be right back. Okay, we are back and we are ready to move to the top. I've got a little bit more workspace to use. Don't want stuff falling on the floor to the other side. Now we are done right here, so I am just going to come up and get this little bit of slack on my mesh, and I want to go here, so I'm going to go past one and come back. Nope, I don't like how that looks, so I was going to try to just go right to the top and wing it, but I'm not a good winger, so I'm just going to secure this. And you're not going to see the zip tie because we're going to have all our ribbon ties and our sign. But I'm just going to secure. I just don't like anything moving. Let's flip that around. And I'd like the poofs to stay right where I want them to be, so I don't want there to be a conflict between the two. That'll make me feel better. Oh, guys, I'm sweating to death. I've got my fan on. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but whew. You know, I do these videos and the tutorials, and my husband has these burning hot lamps on me, and because we want you to be able to see the product here. But sheesh, I'm a roasty toasty. Okay. Let's see if I can scoot that down there. Perfect. Perfecto. Make sure that goes to the front. Okay. And now, there we go. So I'm going to skip one. This seems a little bit far. I'm going to move it over a tiny bit, which is nice. Hello, get it together, Allie. I don't know if you saw the adorable candy cane I made the other night. Super cute. And I've gotten a lot of messages on that. It's on my Etsy store now. I've sold a couple, which is really nice. They're just so easy to make. You can absolutely make them for yourself and save yourself the money. It's just so easy to do, and it's a piece of cake. Let me scoot that over. It seems a little bit odd. So, but you know what? There's nothing perfect in making wreaths and things. No one's gonna get out their ruler to measure and make sure that everything looks exactly even. Thank goodness, right? Got a little bit OCD, as I've mentioned before. I just feel like the holidays are already running past us, you know? Once Halloween hits and it's just a couple days away, it just, everything just seems to fly right by, and I want to really enjoy each and every moment of the season and everything. I want to enjoy Halloween, and I want to enjoy daylight savings time. I think I'm the only one on the planet who actually likes it, and for us that's Saturday night. We get to fall back, and I used to really love it when I was working because I felt like, oh, I get that extra hour of sleep and I don't have to be exhausted because, you know, my insomnia issue. But, you know, now that I'm retired, it's still nice because it gets dark early, and anything that's going to make it seem closer to winter time and fall, I'm just all about it. I'm a kook like that. So like I said, I'm probably the only person that welcomes it. I don't love it in springtime though, because it's, you spring forward and you lose that hour. But as I said, I am retired now, so I don't have to worry about that. And I think we are coming to the end of the line. And these pre-made forms are fantastic. They cost a little bit more, so you could easily just go to the dollar store and make one yourself. Doesn't necessarily have to be purchased on a website. You can definitely do it. And our last one. Just twist it a couple times and poof it out. Okay, so our poofs are out. We're good. Let's just check that out so you can see I'm looking at my screen on TV there, and it looks pretty cute. So now I'm just going to take the end of this. I'm going to make a little bit of a tail in the mesh. Take that off. I'm going to quickly remove this roll of mesh off my roller so it doesn't stick to the other mesh that I'm going to bring out now. And I'm going to take this tail and I'm going to tuck it through. I'm going to flip this over so you can see. I'm going to tuck it in. Okay, and since we started here, we came up and stuff, I'm just going to go and put one more zip tie, since I have it right here, through it. And so we can have them all in a row. Just make sure I get under the wire. There we go. Flip that over. And I don't want to pull it tight, I just want to gently place it on the bar, but I want it to be tight, the zip tie, so that it doesn't move and it's nice and snug. And you just clip it. And then this is just a little bit too much slack, so like the others, I'm just going to trim the end a little bit. Perfect. So now you can see that everything is nice and smooth. You see our little zip ties are right there, nothing to hit or irritate someone's door. So in a nutshell, this is what it looks like. I'm going to hold it to the front. Hey there. So as you can see, adorbs, right? It's ho 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 ho, almost there, right? So now let's add our woodland ruffle, and then we'll add our sign, and then we'll put our ribbon tails, and it's gonna be pretty dang cute. I am festive and ready for everything. If I wasn't already sweating to death, I would have worn a sweater and a scarf and mittens and had some hot cocoa in my hands. But, you know, I live in Vegas, baby, right? Okay, so let's get our mesh. And I've got it right over here to my side. And I think I'm just going to set these other ribbon down for our bows later. I've got them all picked out and ready. So I'm just going to, whoops, move these to the side so I have full room so that I can have plenty of room to roll. I flip that over the side of my table if I can, but I've got my level right here, so let's just push that back. And it's actually upside down. Okay, so woodland ruffle again, once pretty much my favorite because it just seems so, I don't know, pretty, and I love the curl and I love the ruffle. It's just all at once is nice. So you want to roll it in towards its natural curl, and I just want to tuck in everything. You want to make sure your sides, your ends rather, are tucked in nice. 3, 4, 5, and you have a nice roll. Then you just gather up the middle of it. And you try to make your gathers the same. And then let me reach into my drawer. And let's see, is it down here? I apologize for not having it out. Where is it? Oh, there it is. A little clothesline thing right there. And I'm actually going to take one. I got a little too ambitious with my ruffles. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and then you just take this end and tuck it in as well and just roll. So when you're done, you're left with a cute little ruffle with curls. So it's pretty cute. So I'm going to take it on the bottom, and I'm not going to put it this way. I'm going to put it this way. Or should I put it that way? No, I think it'd be too much. I think I like it like this. I don't want to cover up too much of that red, so it's very vibrant. I'm just going to twist it tight, and then I'm just going to pick this up and let the ruffle come out. So you can see how cute you have your curl in your ruffle. Woodland's great. I love that. Let me see if I can hold it up this way for you can see on the camera. And then we're going to put our ribbon ties in here so it's going to look really pretty. Okay, and let's move to the next. So I'm thinking about doing a live on Facebook, but I'm a little nervous because I've never done a live. So as always, new uncharted territory, but we'll see. I'm rolling it around in my head. Just seems like when you're on Facebook, sometimes the visual, the cameras don't really capture super clear video, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll see. Not quite sure. I am considering it. They just look like so much fun, and I love the interaction with everyone, so that's why I'm leaning towards it. I guess you just have to rip the Band-Aid off sometime and just go for it. So, once again, you've got your curl and your ruffle. It's like 2 in 1. 2 treats in 1. Speaking of which, kind of bummed because I love to hand out candy to the kids. I haven't been home for Halloween in several years because we've always spent it in Big Bear. This year we went a week early. So, long story short, we are going to go out for a little bit to the Zach Vagan Haunted Museum. And then we're going to come home and watch his ghost hunting. He has a fantastic special on. So we're going to watch that special. So my husband's like, let's not hand out candy, you know, and then we don't have it in the house, which is nice. So then we won't be both tempted to eat it. And so we're not, 3, 4, we're not handing out candy. So I have mixed emotions. I feel like I'm not festive. I'm all about being festive, and it's just, I feel kind of sad that we're not going to hand out candy and, I don't know, be part of the festivities. I used to dress up all the time and hand out candy, and then when I had my son, I used to just take him around trick-or-treating, and then we'd go back to his friend's house. We'd always go trick-or-treating in his buddy's neighborhood because his buddy lived in a nicer area than we did, and Connor. And we'd always go over there because they had a fantastic house in a beautiful neighborhood, and their neighbors handed out actual full-size candy bars. And then I remember one time my son came running up to me and he's like, I have to change my Halloween costume. I was like, why? We love this. And he's like, because some guy's giving out dollar bills and I don't want him to know that I've already been there. I was like, oh my gosh, child, you are not going back there. That is not nice. But can you imagine some guy, you know, was handing out dollar bills to people? So that was fun. And then we'd go back to his friend's house and hand out candy, and they would play and go through their candy. And it was just such a great event. And I love kids, and I love to see their little costumes and the joy in their faces. And this year it's not going to happen. And even though we go to Big Bear, they have this big parade, and it's really, the whole town is shut down for the event, and all the vendors decorate their stores, and kids go by and they hand out candy to them, and it's just this, I just love their little Halloween costumes. And I just remember how excited I was about Halloween and how I used to love going out and trick-or-treating, and I don't know, I just kind of feel like I'm missing it this year, but I'm a big girl, so I'll get over it. But do you dress up still? I know there was a lot of Halloween parties this weekend, and I really wanted to go to one, but my husband, once again, he is being practical and just doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't really love to dress up, and I'm 12 years old, so there you go. There's your... So we didn't dress up, we didn't go to any parties, but I do love to see everyone's costumes, and some people are so creative. Actually, a lot of people are so creative. Amazing. Amazing. So once again, I'll show you how to do this, and then I think we'll fast forward because you might be getting bored listening to me ramble on about my obsession with Halloween. And so let me show you again. When you do the woodland ruffle, you just take your mesh, you roll it in, in the natural curl that it's going. I roll it about 4 times. I just make sure my ends are in because I don't like them sticking out. Maybe roll it one more time. And then you gather right up the middle, and I just am focused right in the middle of it. Do about 4 or 5 times. Then I get my little clothesline pin here to hold it. And then I go to the other side. Once again, I'm tucking these ends out, these little ends here, to roll them in because they're the, okay, a nice tight curl, 2, 3, and 4. I make sure they're tucked in because that's part of the look. And then once again, you're left with your 2 little curls and your ruffle. So let me finish these and go all around, and we will be back as soon as I'm done. Thank you. Hey there, we are back, and I am on my last woodland ruffle. And I noticed that I am 1 woodland ruffle short, and that normally is fine because I always have extra mesh, except for today. Of course, I don't have another matching mesh roll, so I am just going to adapt, improvise, and overcome. So you might say, well, what do you do when you run out of the mesh that you're using? You just can't live. Oh, I'm actually short too. Sweet Lord. Well, let me teach you a very valuable lesson. This is great. I'm just going to tuck these stems down. Okay. And we are very strategically going to put our sign. Let's see, let's turn it around so I can see it. We'll just put our sign, I think I'm going to take that off. We're just going to put our sign, boom, right there, so that it covers up the area, and then we'll just put the ribbon ties everywhere else. So no one will even know except you and me. So let's start with our ribbon ties. See, polka dots. Obviously, I've mentioned before that I have a love of polka dots. Obviously, you'll know that's true because here they are. I think I've got them everywhere. Good grief. Yes, I do. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's begin. I went ahead and cut these before, so if you've never made them fancy on the ends, this is how you do it. You just take your ribbon when it's cut, you just fold it in half, like so. You take your scissors and cut like this, or cut like that, and when you open it up, fancy, you just cut a little V in there. So that's all good. So I am going to do the polka dot on top and the red on the bottom, and then I just fold it in half so I know where the center is, and I crinkle in with the sides going down so that my ribbons are not tempted to go astray. So you can see how that looks, like a little bird. And let me show the camera, like that and like that. Looks really pretty. And then I'm just going to go to the first tie on the bottom, and once again I'm not putting it in like this, but I'm putting it in, I guess you would say, horizontally. So let me just put that in there and give it a couple of good twists. And so that is how it looks, and I will show the camera. I'll give you a view on your wreath so you can see both of it, and I will show the front of the camera as well. Am I showing it correctly? Yep, there is your red and your striped. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the next, and let's go with the black and red. And once again, folding it in halves to find the middle, and just scrunching it in, sides down, so they're not tempted to flip up, and just sort of make it like a little bird. What's the beautiful about ribbon wire, it's the beauty rather, is that it will pretty much do whatever you want it to, and you can just form it, twist. Oh, I love that. It's super cute. So you can just mesh it and mold it any way that you want to, and it will stay. So that's cute. And once again, I will show the front camera. Guys, I never know how to put this angle, but you can see that's how it's like. And then we'll do the striped next. The candy cane, this is great. It matches the sign exactly, which I love it. So again, fold it in half. Nice. Lay it in there horizontally. My little Tuxie's in here, and he is recovering from a little butt issue, and I made him a much more comfortable cone. He needs to have a cone so he doesn't lick his hind area while he's healing. So I made him pretty cute cone so that he's not miserable and that he can still function and eat and drink and sleep and be comfy. So if you want to check that out, it's on my other channel. The link will be down below, but it is while I drink my coffee. And it's just a ladies channel, just to talk about ladies things and what's going on. And I've got, like, gosh, recipes, and oh, that didn't go well. Recipes, and I had some filler and not Botox, just some filler almost 3 weeks ago, almost a month, I guess. And I've got that on there, and it's just a pretty fun side just to talk about, you know, women's issues and what our thoughts are. And you're welcome to leave a comment and subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when I upload my next video, as well as on this channel. And so we can start sharing with each other, you know, bouncing ideas and things. Are we going through similar things? I'm sure we are. I can't imagine we're not. Now, did I do stripes after that? No, I sure didn't. I did. Okay. You gotta go with it. Well, I mean, they all have stripes and they all have polka dots, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but I like to go in the pattern. Yeah, so as I was saying, if you have not subscribed to this channel, I would truly appreciate it. And also hit the like button and the bell so you can be notified when I upload some more videos. It is just all about holiday season. I think I'm pretty much done with fall stuff, and I am just getting into my favorite season ever. And before we know it, it'll be, obviously, New Year's is right around the corner, and then Valentine's Day. So we've got lots of fun things coming up. I just can't believe a new year, 2020, right? Who feels old? Show of hands, right? I guess, you know, honestly, I don't. I just can't believe it's 2020. I mean, I imagined when I was a little girl, oh, when it's 2020, I'll be, you know, I'll be turning 55, and that's so old, it's so crazy, and now it's here, and I'm like, God, I should feel old, and it's odd. I don't. I guess, you know, it's just really a state of mind. You know, age is nothing but a number. So if I was doing a live right now, I could not say, well, I will finish with these ribbon tails, and we'll be back. But because I am videoing this, I can say that. So I will finish with those ribbon tails and we'll be back. Okay, welcome back. We are done. All of the ties are on. I'm going to hold it up, see if you can see. And we're not going to worry about this area because that is where we're going to place our sign. But you can see how pretty it looks, I'm assuming. And let's go ahead and get our sign on. Okay, so this sign is very, very light. So I didn't need to put any industrial kind of wire, and just 2 pipe cleaners is going to be fine. So I'm actually going to lay it in the area where I want it first. And I think I'm going to want it to be like that. And it just nestles in there really nice. So I think that's going to look really pretty, and then we'll put a nice big bow there. So I'm just going to push the pipe cleaners down. Beautiful. I'm going to take these and push them down as well, right in between 2. Right in between, what am I trying to say? Sorry, thinking and moving at the same time. Right in between a poof. Let me see. Yeah, it's so much better with vision, you know. Yeah, okay, Abby. And I'm putting it on the outermost. Okay, perfect. And now let me just separate the bottom. I just want to rethread this on the other side. Perfect. I just want to bring it down like that a tiny bit. Okay, and now I'm just going to twist the pipe cleaners. I'm not going to clip them just yet because I want to make sure after I get this one on that I don't want it to be too tight. So we're going to go right between this one. Oops. Okay, and actually let me flip this over. What's happening back here, guys? So I've got this one, and then here's 1 and 1. Okay. Okay, so let's tighten this up again. Sometimes it's better just to look at what you're doing because, like me, I don't do things correctly with just my fingers. I'm very visual. There we go. Now, obviously, I don't need all these. I could have really just gotten away with 1 pipe cleaner instead of 2 on each side, but better to be safe than sorry. Okay, and then the other part, the pipe cleaner is over here. Okay, and let me just take a look. Yep, that's good. All right, Houston. Let's just twist. off. Let's go twist them. And then I'm just going to bend them back as well as this. I'm going to just bend them back and maybe a little bit around this bar and tuck it down so that everything is nice and smooth. See? And nothing hits. Okay, so now our sign's pretty perfect. See if you can take a look like that. See? Perfect. And then now we will make a nice big bow. We'll put it on, and I have actually pulled out from my closet, I have some of these, so we might just splatter them around a little bit. So let's see. Okay, cute. Yep, I like how that looks. Very cute. Yep, now we'll just put lots of goodies. And there's a little fraying right here. So, and you know, you always use your E6000 when you're done over everything, because it just is a nice adhesive and it seals everything and prevents anything from fraying. Okay, so let's move this out of the way and let's get my easy bow. Okay, welcome back. I cleaned off my table and now I've got all my ribbons out. I had to stop the video and go get some sparkling water because I am dying of heat in here, and I opened the door. All right, let's get the bowl making. So I'm going to start with a solid red right off the bat. And you'll be sure you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bows that we are using. Let's see, this is kind of large, let's pop it on there. So I'm going to want to do, let's see, let's do 12-inch tails. Okay. And once again, you could make the fancy end, you just fold it in half, and then I just take my scissors and do that. I mean, you can fold it just on a diagonal, you know, any way that you want to make it. It is your creation. Okay, so I think I'm going to take this off because I'm going to start with 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, that'll work. And I'm going to go a little less than 7, because for some reason every time I do 7 I always think, oh, it's too long. But you know what, that's a big wreath, so let's just do it, Allie. Let's just commit. Okay, I'm committing. Just get a little more slack out of my 50-yard roll. Let's see then. Let's twist. I guess we're going to do 4. I want it to be big and full, so I think I'm going to do 4 of everything. Why not? Let's make a big poofy bow. Go big or go home, right? And technically this is double-sided ribbon, so I don't have to twist it. But I do because I want to get in the habit of just, you know, old habits die hard. You do it for one, do it for all. Okay, and a little bit more slackaroo. And just measuring it against the other one. Perfect. And now this is a tail, so you don't twist at all. And now I'm just going to flatten that out nice. And I'm just going to measure it to the end. Let's fancy it up. Okay, toss that out. One down. I'll just grab my pin and put it back in so I don't lose all my ribbon. There we go. Now the second one, what shall we do? What shall we do? I'm thinking I'm going to want to separate these two, not have them side by side. So let's go green and red. Then we'll go full on red polka dots. Then we'll go green stripe. Then we'll do, nope, we're gonna have to do it this way. Okay, so this is my second one. Because I don't want this and this to go together. It doesn't, or do I? No, I don't, okay. I don't. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pull these out of the way. Okay, so I started out at 7 and now I'm going to go to 6. Take my pin out. And it's just easier for me to just clip it, snip it rather, measure it, boom. And this is sort of, it's weird ribbon. It's sort of not papery, but it feels sort of papery. So it doesn't like to comply, but it is not the boss of me, so I will win. All right, let's see. Should we go 7 or 6? 6. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So no, let's do this also. Let's go 6.5. Throw out some slackaroo. Okay, there's 6 and there's 6.5. Perhaps a bit longer. Okay. I just love this ribbon though too, the colors. It's just so pretty. Even though it was giving me a little bit of a fight, I'm just, you know me, all about the stripes and the polka dots. Beautiful. Twist that up. Push that down. Once again, we don't have to twist because it's going to be our tail. We are in the home stretch, y'all. My husband's being so, I am just married to the best man on the planet. I really am. He's so wonderful. I know he's hungry and he makes stuff for himself all the time, but I told him I was going to make dinner tonight, and since I made him a poison meal last night, that's also on my other channel. Check it out. It was pretty funny. But I told him I was going to make a nice dinner for him, and I've got all the ingredients from the grocery store, and he just popped in when I turned the video off to get water, and I was like, it's still coming, I didn't forget. It's like, no worries, you know, he just grabbed something. And I am so lucky that I am not married to someone who's like, dinner's got to be on the table at this time, 7 courses, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I guess that's maybe old-fashioned and men aren't that way anymore. I don't know. But I just know my man isn't. I'm just happy for that. Okay, so now, boom, let's get this out of the way. Okay, now we'll go down to 6. This is super stiff ribbon. I don't know what this is all about, but I'm gonna work with it, y'all. I'm gonna do it because it's pretty. So, whew. Let's just go straight up 6. And it's like stuck to the ribbon. That's weird. It's like stuck to each other. Let's fill on 6. Okay. Let's twist it up. And just so you know, when I grabbed my water and I was walking back in the room, I looked at the wreath and I was like, oh, this is so pretty. Get this out of the way. And then I was like, you know what? I don't think I love the sign that way. I want to actually put it, I'm going to make that the top of the wreath. And so I moved it horizontally. Well, it was horizontal. I'll show you in a minute. I just moved the positioning of it because I wanted it to look better. And I think where we have it now is a little bit better. So it's going to actually be on the top and the bottom. The bow will be at the bottom. What the heck am I saying, right? You know what I mean, right? Sheesh. I'm telling y'all, menopause brains. I used to be able to make complete sentences. There was a time. However, it seemed quite long ago. Oh, Lordy. Okay, last one. And there's no one coming to measure, you know, there's no bow police coming out to your house to make sure you've got it all completely the same, but we don't want them to be like one super long and one super short. So you just want in the vicinity, but those are spot on. Thank you, Lord. Some crazy ribbon right here. What the heck? This is from Costco too. I'm pretty sure that's where I got it. Okay, goodbye, good riddance. And it sticks to each other, so I don't need a pin for it, because it's just, well, it did stick to it. Do I have a pin? Let's just come back to that later. Okay, let's make the fancy end. Details, don't do me wrong. Okay, so we did 6. Let's go 5.5 for this one. So please, y'all, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love it so I can follow you back as well. If you have a channel, I will definitely follow you back. If you don't, I just appreciate the love, the support, the comments. I do. I love it all. Let's go 5.5. I'd love to get to know you better. And if there's something you want to see made, something you have an idea with, but you just don't know how to do it yourself, let me know and we can figure it out and do it. We can do a tutorial on it. And please leave a comment below if you know where I can find my bow fluffing box. It is hard to find, and I definitely want to get one. So there we go. We've got those two, we've got these two. Push them all up. Bring our tails down nice. Make sure my tail is nice. Two more and then we're done, y'all, and then we're done with our little project here. I've got a pretty ice blue snowman sign, and it's actually kind of this color blue, and I've got this type of mesh, and I just ordered some beautiful ribbon to match it. It's just going to be lovely. I can't wait for that to come in so that we can make that too. And I've got some Santa Claus coming up, and I've got some centerpieces and good fun stuff like that too. So these are same colors on top of each other, just different. I'm wondering, this is, nope, we've got to put that last because that is the just 1.5, not 2 inch. And let me look on my shelf. I don't have any regular. Nope, sure don't. Okay. Okay, so we did 5.5, so let's go 5. Scoop those out of the way so you can measure. Not today, ribbon, not today. Let me just make sure this one was coming up. Okay. Ribbon's going a little bit crazy because we have quite a bit on here, but can you ever really have too much ribbon? I don't think so. Let me just make such a statement. Okay, I'll make sure not to pull on that. I'm telling you, these Easy Bows are so great, it's really foolproof. Pretty much, it's a winner. It looks like it's creasing, but it's not. And once I fluff it out, it'll be fine. We don't like any creasing ribbon, that's for sure. So see, our tails are looking pretty. This is looking nice. As we fluff that out, that'll be beautiful. And now one more, guys, and then we'll fluff it out, attach it, and we are done. I can't wait to see the finished product. Like I said, if it needs a little bit of embellishment, shucks, we will just do it. Why not? We'll just add some decoration to it. You know, that's the thing about my designs. I just get in my mind what I'd like to see, and then once you start making it, oh my goodness, this is hard. Once you start making it, you change your mind, and you see things in a different way, and you might want to alter it and change it or add, and that's the beauty of it. That's what makes it your own. That's why, you know, people were, you know, ask you to make them things. They are truly getting a one of a kind, which is, and that's kind of neat. It's like your special mark on things. Okay, and here's the last one. Instead of doing 4, we'll just do 2 on each side. Okay, come on you, don't you fight me. Okay, so here's the end. And now the end is near. Don't you crease on me. Gotta get all these out of the way. And that other one was 5.5, so let's just go 4.5. It is a mighty bit of ribbon on here, I'm not going to lie. But it'll be full and pretty. And sometimes a ribbon makes all the difference. If it's big and it's pretty, then you don't need to add anything else to your wreath. Sometimes I see people adding so much decoration, it's like, what? So it looks like the craft store threw up on it, which is fine. I mean, that's their design and style. But if you're going to put a big full bow, sometimes you don't need a lot. Understated sometimes is better. Okay, and second loop here. Measure it out okay. And we don't have to twist it because it is our tail. Perfecto. Okay, now the fun parts. Getting it off, getting it all tied without it losing its shape. But I like a good challenge. Biggest bow I made, I think, was with 8 different ribbon. That was a lot of fun too. Let's just put this on here. I don't know why these pins are, this one's just dying. Let's put that there for now. Okay, so now let me get my dependable zip tie. And now what you want to do is, something's wrong here. Oh yeah, no, we can't have that. I need to do a little bit of altering, excuse me. Okay. I'm not in love with that. Okay, that's better. Better. But I just feel like I'm going to change it a little bit more because I'm a little bit psychotic. Okay. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so now everything's even Steven. What you want to do is separate your tails, and you want to slide your zip tie right up to the pegs as close as you can. And you also want to make sure you're separated here, and I am, because you're going to attach this. So now let me just make sure everything is laying nicely. I don't want any mishaps. Okay, now I'm going to push down hard. So I'm trying to get my zip tie up. Oh, no, I just did not do that. Okay, now, whew. It can be done. It's just going to take a second. Like I said, I've had 8 ribbon on here before, and this is only 6, so. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's close to the 8, but not close enough. Okay, so now I'm just, it's music to my ears. And I'm just going to hold it one side completely with my hand, and then you can see the indentation where it is, so I'm just going to move it where that notch is perfect, and I'm going to tighten it up a little bit. Not 100% yet, because we want to fix our bow. Now, if I had the fantastic bow box that you can really poof up your bows, it'd be like 1000% better, because it's so much easier. But when you don't have it, you just got to do what you got to do, right? So let me put that there, and before I forget, let's stick our wire. Let's make sure we get our tails down here nice. And let's get our wire through. Okay, excellent. Okay, so now what you want to do is, let me see, where's my dog? I don't want to squish him. All right, I'm gonna have to stand up for just a second. So now I'll show you. Let's start at one side, okay? So you just want to separate. The back is the 2 red. Okay, so we want to separate those. And then we're going to separate. Okay, so what you want to have is like a different ribbon in your fan. So see how it's every other one, every other one? See, I don't know if you can see, but that is how you want to do it. So you're looking at pretty much. Don't know if we'll be using that ribbon ever again. It does crinkle a little bit. I'm not loving that. You see, so you separate these two. You should always start from the back. Of course I didn't. The bottom first, I mean. Okay, so now, if you look down, everything's every other one, every other one. All their colors are separated by something else. So just make sure, 100%, because then once we tighten it, it is tied. Shoe, let's see, that one is there. This one goes here. That one goes there. Okay, so that's going to be good. So now I'm going to flip it over and tighten it. And I can pull hard now because the ribbon is where I want it to be. Okay. Oops. There's my clippers. Okay. Now I just need to get a little piece of ribbon to cover that zip tie. And then we will fluff. So let's see. Let's turn this back over. Once we get it fluffed, it'll be pretty. So what should we do here? How about we just red and white, let's 4 stripes. What to do? Let's go with the stripe. And I take a long piece because I'd rather have too much slack than too little and not be able to tie it. Hopefully I just grabbed enough. We shall see. Okay. And you just fold it in half this way. And in half this way. So that is perfect. And we're going to put that on the front. And you want to go between all your ties. Make sure everything's centered, and it is. And then you just tie that. Oops. Maybe I didn't make it long enough, but we'll make it work. That's what long fingernails come in handy for, right? And tighten it just a tiny bit more. Okay, nice. Okay, and then I'm a little OCD, so I just put a little bit of glue on there just to make sure nothing comes undone. I like everything to be sturdy. If it was longer, I would have made a knot, but it's all good. Okay, so now is the time for us to fluff. Oh, okay, I was like, where's the other part of my wire? It's right there. Okay, so now, let's see. And you just fluff, and you just basically get all your ribbon fluffed, and I will continue fluffing, and we'll be back as soon as I'm done. Okay, we are back and our bow is out. It is fluffed. And once we get it on there, we're gonna fluff it some more. So I kind of stop myself, I check myself before I wreck myself, because I could just keep fluffing forever. But basically, that is how it looks. Pretty cute. So let's go ahead and attach it to our wreath and see if we need to embellish it any. Okay, let's take a look. So I'm going to stand up now. And as you can see, I changed the sign to up there. That's how I wanted it to be. So instead of this way, it's now going across this way. And so now I think our bow will look super cute right here. And this is the home stretch for us. Once we're done attaching this, we're good. We're good to go. So pretty dang cute. Curled our little tails under. So I'm going to get the best gadget in the world. This is a lifesaver. You can get these at Walmart or any craft store next to the knitting stuff. These are, I guess, knitting needles, or I'm not exactly sure what their purpose is, but it's great for threading rather, your wire. So you just take your wires and you put them through, just like here. And this will literally go through anything. It will go through your mesh. It will go through anything that you want. So let's get a good look of where we want that bow. I'm thinking right there looks good. So let me just stick that down through all of our mesh and our ribbon. Pretty dang cute. Let me just hold it up for a second, make sure. No, I think I want it higher. So let me undo it in the back. And let's take that out. Let me hold that up again. Yep, I'm going to want it higher. So once again, let's just thread the wire through. And we're going to want it high. So I may not even have to go through any mesh. Nope, I sure don't. Okay, so let me just reach under. And take that wire and let's go to the first bar. Let me see, let me just hold it up for a second so I know what I'm doing. All right, we'll fluff that when we're done. Psychotic bow fluffer, huh? I'm just going to flip it over because I want to be sure to see what I'm doing. Okay. Curl all our ribbons down so they're all going nice. I like to fan them out. Naturally, I will show you a picture once I have it hanged on the wall and fluffed to my liking. But I think it turned out really cute. Okay, so that brings us the end to another tutorial. Fuzz. I hope you enjoyed what we made. I know I did. I think this is pretty dang cute. I know it's hard to see right now, but I will take a picture of it and I will hang it up. Like I said, I'm going to just loosen that up a tiny bit so that everything is exactly the same on top. But thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you can be notified when I upload my next video. And I always appreciate you stopping by to spend some time with me. And I look forward to seeing you again. Drop by. Oh, for craft's sakes. Bye. Okay, haha, video's not over. I am back. I went and hung the wreath on the wall, and I didn't like the way the picture, the sign, the Merry Christmas sign was setting. I felt like it was squishing, it was too tight. So I took it off, I extended it, I did some fluffing, and I put a sign on, just a little bit more slack on the chenille stems, aka pipe cleaners, and it looks 100% better. So it goes to show that once you get it on the wall, your design, you're going to look at it and you're going to see things that you may not have seen when it was laying down, and you sort of zhuzh it a little bit. So I will take a picture and you will see that next. So once again, thank you for joining me on Oh for Craft's Sakes. Okay, so that brings us the end to another tutorial. Fuzz. Let's get plugging in our glue guns and let's do it again. Lights up. It is Christmas time.